Hi, welcome back. So in this section of your online training program, we're going to discuss creating a training program for your specific client and also consultations. So there's a few reasons why it's very important to do a consultation and a tailored treatment program plan for your client. So let's first of all start to talk about consultations. So consultations are there to protect your client and naturally protect yourself as a therapist. So the main things that you want to be finding out in your client's consultation is, do they have any medical conditions? And any allergies? The other reason why it's really important to go through a consultation is so that you are actually covered for insurance purposes. So if anything happens, you could potentially be liable. So you need to demonstrate that you have taken the safest route possible to provide this service to your client. So generally with your consultation forms, and we have given you an example in your module and in your activity books as well, but it's really important to actually list different conditions, and then on top of that, specify client has no conditions known at this stage. So that's your consultation. Also in your consultation form, I've got one here that might look a little bit like this. So in your consultation form, you'll sort of have your client's information just at the top there. It's really important to just let them fill that section out instead of you writing that out for them. Just because some clients' names might be difficult to spell, whereas they will know all this information inside out and can fill that out very, very easily. In this stage, I will generally let the client know that I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, and then emergency contact name. So I would definitely have an emergency contact name there, or a next of kin, just in case anything happens during the procedure, or the client was supposed to show up for an appointment, she hasn't come and you can't get hold of her and you just wanted to check that she was okay. You've got the next of kin contact details there. So also with the allergies, when you're asking them about allergies in your consultation form, in that section heading there, it might be a good idea to list some that specifically correlate to that treatment that you're providing. So in this example here, we've got latex. You might be using latex gloves, so that would be really good to have it in there. Some questions might be, if you're doing treatments on an eye area, for example, it might be if you've got any eye sensitivities. Also with eye sensitivities, just bear in mind that if she has, and she's saying, I've got eye sensitivities, but they've only been around the past 2 weeks, that might just sort of ring some alarm bells in the back of your mind. You might want to explore that a little bit further. So, what sort of irritation have you been having? She might say they've been a little bit watery, a little bit congested in the mornings. I struggle to open them. I'm getting a build up in the centre. It could actually stem that she's not just got eye sensitivities at the moment. She could have an underlying medical condition that would actually prevent you from being able to follow through with that procedure. For example, it could be conjunctivitis. So really good if she does have eye sensitivities, just to investigate that a little bit more. If it's always been like that and she's always had these sensitivities, we don't need to worry. If they're recent and it's unusual to normal, then we do need to just start thinking about contraindications and medical conditions, and she might have a disorder that might mean that you have to postpone your treatment. During consultations, I need to mention as well, it's not for you to diagnose anything to your client. So that's a doctor's job. It's not a beauty therapist's job. So you can advise your client if you can go ahead with the procedure or not, but you can't actually diagnose the client. You can't actually diagnose her with a medical condition. Okay, so really, really important. So if somebody does have conjunctivitis, you know, the most important thing is to say, look, your eye is looking a little bit uncomfortable at the moment, and I don't want to aggravate that or make that worse. I would suggest to pop and see your GP and just get it looked over. I'm sure it's fine, it's nothing to worry about. And then once you've got the okay from them, come back and see me and we'll do your treatment. Okay? And then once they've been and seen their doctor, they'll probably ring you and say, oh, doctor was fine, it's nothing to worry about. Or they'll ring you and say, oh my god, I'm really pleased that you sent me there because I've actually got this medical condition, now I've got some eye drops. So definitely do not diagnose, but just send them in the right direction. Okay, lovely. So you also want to ask about prescriptions. So are they on any medications at the moment? Definitely with you know, skin, you want to be sort of wary of Roaccutane, Retin A's, things like that. Any steroids, because that can thin the skin. So definitely depending on what procedure you're treating, you need to look out for those particular prescriptive medications. There is a list in your activity books and as well in your resources there for you to have a good read through. So definitely if you're in a beauty salon or potentially working in a beauty salon, you can have a client consultation form that's got a very wide range of questions, and then you can ask more specific questions verbally depending on the treatment that you're providing, or you can have consultation forms for specific treatments and services, which is what I highly recommend, just so you've got those actual specific questions in writing, just to make sure you're completely covered. It's also very important during the consultation for you to ask your client if they've ever had this particular treatment before. You might think, why do I need to know if they've had that treatment before? Well, you need to empathise with your client. A big thing with beauty and the beauty industry itself is you've got to be full of empathy. You've got to empathise with your client. So if they've never had this treatment before, they could be feeling a little bit nervous. They could be a little bit unsure of the treatment procedure and what's going to happen, which can create a little bit more anxiety for your client. They also might not know how long it's going to take. So it's really important for you to actually explain the procedure in great detail for somebody that's never had this treatment procedure before. It's also recommended by myself. It's not essential, but it's really good if you can get something in a PowerPoint form and have an iPad in the clinic, salon or spa, and actually have your PowerPoint on the iPad, where you can actually go through a brief explanation, you know, with your client about what the treatment is, what it's going to entail, any sort of side effects it might have, because you do need to tell them about that before the procedure commences, and just that they're happy and if they've got any questions that you'd like to go through before you commence the treatment. So a really good tip there. So that's your consultations. So now with your treatment program planning. So with beauty therapy and beauty treatments as a whole, it's not one treatment fixes everything. It's like, you know, when you go to the gym, you can't just go for one session. It's not going to fix everything. So the same, you know, with your treatment that you're providing, you need to make sure that the client understands that the treatments are repetitive and they need to come back on a regular basis to make sure that they get the best effects from the treatment that you're providing. So maintenance really is key. So this is where your treatment planning comes in. So step one, you have to plan. So step one, you have to plan for your client for that particular day. So for the client, for your day one of treatment. Things that you will need to cover in your treatment plan is your client's preferences. Another one that you will need to go through is your client's lifestyle choices. The reason that you need to know her lifestyle choices when you're going through a treatment plan is because if your client's a swimmer, that could actually interact with the treatment that you're providing and make her treatment not last as long. So she might need to come back a little bit more often to maintain the results. So lifestyle is really, really important. You'll also want to go through your clients', they're probably your main two, your preferences and lifestyle. So if you're talking about, skin, or you're talking about massage, or you're talking about brow shaping, ask her what she prefers, give her some different examples, and really just sort of go into detail about the treatment, and discuss lifestyle on that day one. So then moving forward, the second reason that we're going to go through, so your second point to your treatment program planning is again lifestyle. So that's going to come. So this is step 2 is your future planning. And things that need to be included here, you need to refer to the client's lifestyle, and you need to refer to their preferences in this step as well. But on top of that, you need to discuss maintenance. So maintenance, you also need to discuss, so lifestyle preferences and maintenance, and also home care. You also might want to talk about future treatments. In reference to add-on services. So you might do the treatment today and it's the first time you've seen that client, but once you've looked at the treatment area at the end, yes, it looks great, but there could be some improvements that need to be made for when that client next comes back in. So it's a really good time for your future planning in your treatment program to make them aware of the future treatments and what they need to add on next time to get an even better result. Yeah. Okay, so future planning, maintenance, home care and future treatments need to be included, as well as taking into account the client's lifestyle and their preferences. Home care will definitely change depending on client's lifestyle and preferences. Their maintenance will also change depending on their lifestyle and preferences, and also their future treatments as well. You might find today, once the treatment's completed, especially if it's the client's first time coming to see you, that you can probably get a better result next time if you do something slightly different, or if you add on another service to that particular treatment. So you can discuss that for your treatment planning at the end to get that client rebooked in the right time frame for the best results for that client, with potentially an add-on service which will actually help you grow with your calendar and actually help you to increase your revenue. If you would like any more information about consultation and treatment planning, don't hesitate to drop me an email. You've also got lots of information in your resources, in your activity books and in your overheads. Thank you.